Good morning, everybody, and welcome to MOJO Monday. Today, we are going to be talking about content marketing. There is, I guess, a kind of a myth out there that content marketing is dead, and we're going to be going through a few things today just to cover off exactly what content marketing is and to clarify some of the facts around content marketing in 2022. So let's get straight into it. Don't forget, while you are watching this webinar on YouTube, it is an interactive webinar. So please say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Pop any questions that you might have in relation to content marketing into the comments and we'll get them answered for you. So there was a time in the past when people thought that it was only a matter of time before content marketing would lose its place in the modern digital, business space in relation to marketing. A few years down the track, and the reality is that content marketing is actually alive and well and continues to be a driving force for small businesses in 2022. I want to go today and just take a little bit of a look of the evolution of content marketing and how it has changed, particularly recently. So, yes, as the years go by, when it comes to technologies and marketing, things change all the time. But business owners are used to dealing with an ever-changing market, absolutely. But COVID-19 really sped up the process of online purchasing and communication significantly because consumers realized that being locked down in their homes meant that they had to rely upon using digital. So there was a lot more people on the internet. There was a lot more people, looking for things than what they previously had been. So while there was definitely, we could all see the writing on the wall that content marketing was definitely going to be very highly regarded in the future, the pandemic and COVID-19 really sort of made that happen a lot quicker, simply because we were all locked down in our homes and we realized the only way we were going to get the information that we needed was to actually jump on our internets and Google it. So content marketing certainly had a significant increase. But there was a few changes that also happened, specifically between 2020 and 2022. And we'll go through some of those now. So one of the major changes that happened is that there was a massive increase in the use of video. So between 2017 and 2021, on average, we were watching in 2017, on average, we were watching about 20% video in terms of the content that we were taking in via the internet. And in 2021, that jumped to 80%. And I think really, if I'm honest with you, I feel like that is just a reflection of consumers being bombarded with so much stuff, either via our social media, via our email, or when we're on the internet, that we wanted to have things come to us as quickly as possible. So if we could find out how to do something or about a product via video as opposed to having to read something, then we were much more likely to watch the video. So there was a massive increase in the watch usage. But I mean, those stats are fantastic, but I also believe that there's also a little bit of the fact that more people were putting video out there. There was a really strong introduction into platforms like TikTok, where people were giving really quick pieces of advice to their possible clients in short bursts. So there was a lot more people who were watching video as well. So a lot more use of video is one of the major changes that's happened with content marketing. When we're talking about content marketing, we're talking about anything that's on the internet. So whether it's a blog post, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video, that's all content. And the purpose of putting it out there is a content marketing strategy. So the other thing that changes is the use of multimedia has reached an all-time high. So what I mean by that is being able to use different pieces of media on the same subject. So the same subject, but sending out multimedia. So the use of multimedia, which include both video and images and words, continues to rise. So a really good example would be this training session that we're doing this morning, the MOJO Monday. It's also embedded with a blog post, and it is also, there is going to be a podcast that comes out about it. So the same information that is being repeated on multiple different channels has been really high. So that's another significant change. The people that are, whether it's small business or whether it's marketers, they've realized that they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time in putting content out there. They're putting the same content out in different formats using different things. You can see here on the screen, we've got, iPads, we've got videos, we've got mobile phones. There's lots of different ways that we can put things out for. Marketers have really had to come up with ingenious ways of being able to get people's attention. So as I said, the use of platforms like TikTok has really changed the way we do things a little bit. Clever SEO techniques is another thing that's really kind of changed. SEO grows year on year. From 2020 to 2021, it grew, it was at 64% SEO, and it jumped to 69% SEO in 2021. Now, what is SEO? Well, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what that means is when somebody types a question into Google or the search engine platform that they're choosing to use, what are the results that come up? So, we've had to get really clever with our SEO techniques. So that means we have to use keywords. We have to really make sure that the content that we're putting out there is actually answering a question that somebody might have. If you remember going back to the original days of blogging, you will remember, I know mummy blogging was a big thing, and it still is a big thing. But when you look at the difference between bloggers who started out originally and bloggers today, they're really answering a specific question that somebody has. So they're thinking about all of the questions that their target audience has, and they're answering that specific question. So really making sure that you are answering that question, that throughout that article or blog post, whatever it is that you're putting up, that there's lots of keywords in relation to that particular problem that the person might have. So clever SEO techniques have definitely improved, particularly leading into 2021 as well. The next thing that's changed is that marketers, small businesses, owners, whoever's putting the content out there has realized that the key is personalized content. It's not about a blanket anymore. Okay, so we put like blanket content out there. We're really speaking to a specific customer with a specific problem that we can help solve. And what we're doing with this content that we're putting out there is we're giving part of the solution to them. We're giving them useful tips. We're giving them some things to help them. But if they really want to cure whatever their problem is, they'll need to come to us for service. That's the whole idea of content marketing. But we're really personalizing that content marketing down. Now, we're getting it down to that unique customer that we want to serve, as opposed to just putting content out there that blankets everybody. The other thing that's changed is that we've realized we need to create value over quantity. And what I mean by that is, originally we were just putting content out there, putting it out there, 3-4 times a week, whatever, our system was that we were doing. But now we would prefer to send out one piece of content once a week that's really quality, that gives really good value to our customer or our potential customer, because valuable content will be shared a lot more. It's reusable down the track. It's just, it's the ideal. So we've realized that there's no use just putting a whole heap of content out there with no substance to it. We really need to be adding value to the reader and to try and get them over as customers as well. We touched a little bit on this, but repurposing content has also increased as well. So that is where we know we can have one piece of content that we share out over multiple channels. So if it was a video, for example, you might share that video out over YouTube, over Facebook, over multiple different platforms, over Instagram, etc. So rather than reinventing the wheel all the time, we will repurpose content and send it out over multiple channels. The other thing that we would do is we will take one idea and it's a valuable idea, and we will make a video on it, we will make a podcast on it, we will write a blog on it. So you're getting different types of that multimedia kind of repurposing happening. And the idea behind that is some people like to watch videos, other people like to listen to podcasts, and other people like to read blogs. So by putting it out there over multimedia, you have the opportunity to touch base with a lot more clientele because you are covering all the bases. So you're putting it out there over multiple channels. And if you go to some of our blog posts, you'll notice that we not only have YouTube videos on them, but we also have podcasts as well. So the person can either watch, read, or listen to that particular subject, whatever suits them. So my final thoughts on whether content marketing is dead or not is that content marketing is not dead, but it has definitely evolved in response to the new business challenges that came along with COVID-19. And what I mean by that is so many more people are using online now. And when you think back, let's go back pre-pandemic, and let's just look at my business as an example. When you go back pre-pandemic, we were running nothing but in-person workshops. We'd done a few online things, and then we had to move the whole entire business online. And people, not only did they get used to that, but they loved it because they realized that they could learn just like you are this morning from the comfort of their own home, from the chair at their desk. So they didn't have to get in the car and be ready and, be somewhere to be able to learn it. They could do it directly from home. So when everything started to come back and workshops started to come back in and we could do things in person again, the request of our clients was that we continued online, that we give them the opportunity to be able to fit their training in and around their schedule a lot better and spend less time on the road driving places. So now we haven't gone back to those in-person workshops yet because our clientele has told us that this is what they prefer. They prefer the online platform. So my final thoughts are that content marketing is extremely important to grow your business, and it doesn't matter what business you are in. You've got to focus on putting quality content out there, things that are going to add value to your clientele's lives, but you're not going to give them everything. Okay, you want to give them a part of it, and then they actually have to do business with you to get the rest of it. So I definitely, from a perspective of being nearly 3 years down the track in business myself, I can see the effects that my content marketing is having on my business now in terms of the number of people that are going to my website. That relates to the number of inquiries that are coming in, and it's all relative. So when people are searching a particular subject, I might be one of the solutions that comes up for them in terms of a blog post or something along those lines. Now, don't forget, today is MOJO Monday. Now, MOJO Monday is all about getting your magic on, putting yourself in business mode, and getting down to business. So we want to make sure that you're starting off on the right foot for the week. We're giving you a little bit of learning, but we're also here to remind you that it's time to get to business. What are you going to do this week for your business? Are you going to be scheduling in some client appointments? Is there people that you need to talk to? Do you need to move forward as quickly as possible with getting something taken up or something set up? Remember that it's the action takers that will actually have success. So those of you that are sitting back and thinking about doing something, not going to be as successful as those who are actually doing it. So MOJO Monday is a really good reminder about getting back into work. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about what is a sales funnel. And this has actually been a requested topic by some of you. There's a little bit of confusion over what a sales funnel is, and I'm going to be going through that for you. What is a sales funnel and how you can actually use it. So hopefully that MOJO Monday is been cleared up your fears and uncertainties about content marketing and has also made you realize that it is still alive today. A lot of people think that it isn't, but it actually is, and the importance of it as well. And what I say to a lot of my clients is, if you are putting a blog post out or you are putting content out, regardless of whether you have just started your business and you don't have any clients or you're trying to reach those clients, you'll feel like a business owner. You know, if part of your strategy is to sit down once a month and to write a really quality blog post that you can put onto your website, that you can push out content to some of your clients, then that will make you feel more like a business owner. So, guys, that is Mojo Monday for today, a quick 15-minute one, which I know you'll all appreciate, because it's time to get your mojo on and get into business. I really look forward to seeing you next Monday. And don't forget, if you have any questions or if there's anything that you'd like to see on Mojo Monday, please send me an email, because I would love to be able to get those subjects answered for you. And send me an email and we'll pop them into the schedule. Guys, have a great day.